Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Nikke Goddess of Victory video. So if you guys are not aware, they just released a very beautiful kit for the next waifu character, alright? If you guys have been living under the rock, the killer wife is coming tomorrow. Alright, she's going to be a very unique character, as you can see right here, alright? And
back,
a lot of people have been thinking, okay,
quickly.
maybe I'm going to skip her because she's going to be a character that's not limited, alright? She is available in the standard banner. But man, the skills have officially came out. Let's talk about it because I think this might change your mind. So also, yes, she is going to be a sniper rifle character, I'm aware of that. Yes, she is going to be a fully clothed, but I would say the asset is pretty good. Alright, so if you are looking for a killer wife from Perilous Siege, she's going to be there to be able to assist you. Now, her skills are actually incredible. Alright, I'm surprised that, it's been a while since we have had a strong supporter or a strong meta supporter, at least based on what I'm seeing right now. So hopefully, with all this information going forward, we can try to theory craft and have a discussion surrounding her. Now, first things first, if you guys are not aware, they will be adding a bunch of new characters in the ordinary recruits. Alright, that includes Privity, Maid, okay, so that's something that I think a lot of players wanted. 8 as well. Alec will be added immediately to the standard banner in the game after the maintenance tomorrow. Alright, March 7 alongside with Moran as well. So 4 characters, Maid, Privity, 8, Alec and Moran, so very cool. And they will also be shuffling some of the arena groups as well, so this is going to be something that maybe you can look forward to depending if you are in an easy or difficult group, right? So let's have a look at her kit. Let's have a look. What is the killer wife all about? Why is there a lot of people talking about her, and what can she provide? What's her concept here? So first up, she's a supporter. Alright, she's a burst 1 supporter at that. So she is going to be very unique in that slot. As you can see, her weapon is going to be sniper rifle. She is going to be a fire element. Alright, so burst 1 supporter means she's going to compete with liter, volume, etc. So if you look right here, alright, this is going to be something that I believe some players might overlook, but let's glance through this. Ammo capacity is 6, reload time is 2 seconds, and then she basically deals damage to the target when she has full charge, just like any other sniper rifle in the game, right? So if you look at the skill 1, calm sniping, this is where, I believe a bunch of damage buffs are going to be present right here. So activates when attacking with full charge for 3 times, alright, affects self, and she was going to gain pierce for 1 round. Now she is going to be a supporter, so her own damage is not going to matter as much. It matters more of how much she can buff the other damage dealers in this case, right? So I would say like this one is like, it's there, but it's not going to be like that crazy of a thing. But the next one activates when entering full burst. During the full burst duration, all the allies with sniper rifle is going to have their pierce damage increase by 13.55%. Now this is especially extremely strong on characters that can just have innate build pierce like Red Hood. Alright, so if you guys are not aware, Red Hood is one of the character in the game that has that built into her. So looking at from the perspective of Red Hood, just straight up buffing her, so you can see gains pierce continuously. Now not every sniper rifle users has this ability, alright, so this is going to be something that's kind of niche, still kind of unique to certain characters. But considering that Red Hood is one of the best sniper rifle character right now, Alice also has that. As you can see, she has that present on her skill 2, alright, activates when above 80% HP. She can gain continuous pierce, right? So some sniper rifles definitely will be able to benefit from this immediately, right? So that means your pierce damage will be able to increase. Now, if a sniper rifle user doesn't have pierce, for example, Helm is one of the few unique characters that really don't have any pierce built into her skills, alright? So you can see there's no pierce present. So she's not going to be able to benefit from it as much. Alright, so let's look at the skill 2. This is where it gets really interesting. The assault formation. I like this skill overall. This is where it gets crazy for the killer wife. Alright, so you can see activates when attacking with full charge for 8 times, affects all allies. Alright, cooldown of burst skill decreased by 7 seconds. Now that's insane. Alright, I like this skill overall because of this ability right here. Cooldown of burst skill reduced by 7 seconds. That is a lot. Cooldown reduction is something that's very, very rare. If you're looking for burst 1 slot, we have Lita, we have Volume that has that, but otherwise it's kind of limited to one of those few characters, right? As you can see, we also have activates when attacking with full charge for 5 times, affects all allies, everyone's attack damage increased by 5%. Alright, for 10 seconds. Now, I like her skill too. This is going to be one of the best passive skill that she has because it doesn't rely on you entering full burst. Alright, you just need to be able to attack enemies with full charge. 8 times will be able to decrease cooldown of burst skill by 7 seconds. 5 times increase everybody's attack damage by 5%. Now, there is going to be one small little problem that I can observe right now. If you notice, the condition for full charge for 8 times, that means she will need to have 8 bullets or 8 shots, right? Fired. Now, she only has ammo capacity of 6. So that means she won't be able to do this continuously without reloading, right? So she's going to reload halfway, and that's going to slow down the duration of that. So I can see, like, if you're trying to get like a perfect burst timing, like you want to try to get the best timing out of your efficiency overall, you might want to give her some overload gears later on, like end game, with some sort of like max ammo capacity increase to be able to increase this up to 8, or even some of the cubes, right, to be able to help with that. So she will be able to, you know, shoot all 8 bullets full charge and then reload. So therefore there's no interruption in the middle. So that's something that I can potentially see, but still 7 seconds cooldown reduction is insane. Now, for those of you who are not aware, so what is this cooldown thing about, right? So burst skill cooldown reduction is going to be very, very important for a lot of in a lot of situations, right? So because it allows you to burst more often. So if you reduce the cooldown burst duration of the entire cast, that means everyone will be able to cast their burst skill more often. And if you can burst more often, you will be able to do more damage because you are able to cast your skills more often, right? So Lita is notorious for doing that because Lita, as you can see, she has this ability right here. Similar concept, right? Cooldown or burst skill reduction. Activate first time is 2.3 seconds, second time is 2.7, third time is going to be 3.17 seconds. So she is going to be much more conditional because you need to be able to activate 3 times to be able to benefit from the full effect, right? So whereas for D, she just straight up have this in her passive skill, which I think is kind of bonkers. If you ask me, I think this is kind of insane. 7 seconds is a lot, alright? So hopefully with that, we'll see what kind of effects she will have. One more character that I can think of that has something similar is going to be Volume. She also has something similar on her skill too, as you can see, cooldown or burst skill reduction. This is what that makes a Lita and Volume very, very strong character for burst 1 support, especially in a solo raid scenario. Because, you know, like I mentioned, if you can reduce the cooldown of burst skill, that means you can activate your burst more often. Therefore, you are able to generally just do more damage, heal more often, etc, etc, etc. Now, there are some characters that you have to be careful with, right? For example, I believe Isabel also have something similar. This is something that a lot of players have talked about before. Isabel has a cooldown reduction on this particular burst skill. You can see right now, if I scroll down, a full burst time reduced by 5 seconds. So generally, Isabel also have some sort of similar concept, but sadly, Isabel is not really a meta character. So there's that, right? You can basically maybe pair with some of these characters to help you reduce the burst time even more. I'm not sure if that's going to be viable or not, to pair D with Isabel, because there's no real synergy there, right? Isabel is going to be a shotgun character. But one character that you don't want to pair the Perilous Siege with is going to be Modernia. Now, Modernia is going to be a character that relies on increasing burst cooldown, right? If you see right here, she is someone that basically has the full burst time increased by 5 seconds. So with D, there's just no synergy there because she reduced the cooldown of burst skill. So that means you want to burst more often, but Modernia go and increase that duration to like 5 seconds. So it's like counterintuitive if you use them both in a team. So something that you have to be extra careful with. Now let's talk about her burst skill, which is the cooldown time of 20 seconds, kill the target. Now this one is less impactful, alright, she does damage and she inflicts this thing called the wipe out on the target for 10 seconds. Now activates when allies' normal attack hits a certain area of the target afflicted, we wipe out, and this is going to affect all allies. Now you can see this is going to do 2 things, right? Buff that takes effect depending on the area hit. So if you hit parts, that means damage dealt attacking the core is going to increase by 16.26%. Now if your allies hit the body instead, the attack percent is going to increase of the caster's attack by 10%. So overall, I think this is a pretty decent buff. She seems to be a very prominent buffer. Now will she be able to replace later? Will she be able to replace a Volume? That's something that we have to find out. But for now, I can see she might actually be Red Hood or even Alice's best buffer for the time being. Alright, if you have Red Hood build, I can see the potential of the Killer Wife pushing her even more. This is going to be something that's very, very interesting, and I'm extremely curious to test that out. Alright, so with that being said, let me know what you guys think. I do think that the Killer Wife, insane potential for a burst 1 character. She is going to be a standard character though, so if you are free to play, alright, you're looking to just save for the next limited, sure, alright, go for that. But if she is going to be like insanely meta, that's going to be something that maybe some players might have to reconsider from that perspective as well, if you're trying to tackle the end game contents of the game. Alright, so with that being said, that's going to be it for this video. Subscribe if you guys haven't already, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.